All right, y'all. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? This is Uncle P from Super Easy Forex, and I'm tired as heck. I'm about to do a couple of trades right here for you guys to see, because somebody had said, "Hey, I never see you do trades from start to finish. You usually end the trade already." So what I'm gonna do, I am going to take a couple of trades right in front of you from start to finish. And so I'm not going to go through my steps as I teach in the tutorials to see how to qualify them. You'll have to purchase the system and then learn how we qualify trades, because we don't take every arrow we see. We do qualify them. But let's take a look. I'm going to take this particular trade right here and get in it. And so give me a second. And I will take that trade right here. Hold on. All right, I'm in that trade there. Excuse me. All right, so I'm good to go on that trade. Just want to make sure it's in. Got it. And I'm going to move my stopper or losser right about above here, above this level here. All right, so I'm in that trade. You've seen it, okay? You've seen me place my trade. And I take TP. I will put one, but I don't think I want to do that. I might hold this one for a little bit. Due to what I saw on how we qualify the trades. And then I'm going to look at another one. Now this one I'm not going to go too heavy on because it does match my rules as far as a trade. Hold on one second. Let me put on the right template. There we go. All right, so this one I'm looking at it. It looks pretty sexy. It might retest, so I'm just going to hold off on this one. It may retest this area. I don't want to take that trade just yet. I do see it, but again, this is my point of not taking every triple arrow you see. So we wait patiently and see what happens. But actually, you know what? I'm tired because I'm gonna go to bed. So I'll just take this on. I know it'll probably do a little pullback part because this is prior to London. Hold on, let me see something. Let me put on a bigger lot. Bigger lotty lot. Okay. And I'm charging my keyboard. So let me uncharge my keyboard over here. I got one of them quiet keyboards. I really like it. So let me do that. Put about 8 of them on there. All right, cool. And I'm going to move my stop or loss above this zone. I feel more comfortable having it up there. All right about there. Okay, and that is a risk. Got my risk in place. All right, and I'll move my reward for equivalency. All right, I'll move it right about to that level. Okay, so I got my risk and reward in place. So we shall see how this plays out, and I'll come back later and see what the results are. So these are 2 live trades, and I'm in. Just so you know, I forgot to tell you that I'm in. I'm in USD JPY. Now here's the reason why I'm not thinking of going too hard in the paint on the USD JPY, because there's some news events that's coming out tomorrow, and it could spike the market, and so I don't want to get caught too heavy in trades if it ends up spiking the market, right? But outside of that, it does look pretty good. But you can see the date right here, 2/25/2021. If you looked at my prior video, I taught you guys over and over and over again. It's actually 2/24 in the US. It's not the 25th yet, but in the Forex market day, a Forex market day starts at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US is the beginning of a Forex trading day. Okay, so I'm going to say that over and over and over again. So I'm just telling you right here, the Forex new trading day has already begun, which is 2/25/2021, but technically it's actually 2/24/2021. Why am I bringing that up? Because even without the indicators, you can remove the indicators off the charts, but I cannot fabricate where these candlesticks are, because you can duplicate these on your own charts at the time of your viewing of this particular video. Okay, so take a look at GCAD. GCAD. I give them these abbreviations. So take a look at GCAD, and that's what I'm seeing on the 1 hour time frame. It's been scaling up, but it looks like it didn't hit a peak. and it met are the rules, and I'm taking that off the 1 hour time frame, and then I'm taking UJ off of the 15-minute time frame because it meets my rules. I see this little small pullback. That's okay with me. I'm not worried about that. But I see the little small pullback, but I see what I saw by doing my analysis according to our rules. So those are the 2 live trades, and we shall see how they play out. So I will pause it here, and I'll come back and we'll see how I rolled out. Okay. And by the way, this is a trade that I already had running. So I'm just adding this one in. Add this one to your list. It's not one that I entered in fresh when I started the video, but it is one that I was in. So please make sure to just add that one to your watch list, and it's still on today, so to make sure to take a look at it. And this is the Swiss JPY off the 30-minute time frame where I took that particular trade because it met the rules. So go ahead and make sure to add that to your watch list. And as you can see, I'm currently up 18 pips. So a couple of trades I have been in, but I just want to do UJ and GCAD so that you will be able to see that I had taken them fresh, but I was already in a few of these trades. Okay, so I just wanted to give you a heads up on that as well. All right, so this is Uncle P from Super Easy Forex. So I'm filming this live. You can see I'm down by 17 pips. Something happened in the market, so it actually pulled back. It actually is retesting this area. My stop loss is right here. Matter of fact, let me move it just a little bit up, a little bit more to accommodate for the spread, because if my zones hold in place, then it'll still come back down and drop. If not, it'll hit my stop loss and we'll be good to go. And by the way, I'm going to show you what I'm replacing it with just in case it does lose. Let's take a look at GCAD, which is the other one I was in. And as you can see, I took that one off the 1 hour, and so it's sitting right there looking really, really beautiful. Matter of fact, I'm going to add a little bit more to that one as well. Add a couple of more standards to that. Bow. There we go. All right, so I just hit negative territory because I have to pay for the 4 pip spread. Okay, and so I'm in for that one, and I like it. I like where it's sitting. It's sitting there looking real pretty. Put my stop loss up here to protect the account, just in case it pops through and retest this particular area right here, which it can do. So if it does, it may come across right here and retest and pop, sit for a minute, and then roll over. But I'm hoping that it'll follow through with what I'm seeing and go ahead and drop on down. So either way it goes, I'll leave that one there. And what I did was I replaced the AUD JPY just in case, because sometimes it's going to happen where something news come out of the blue and the market just shoots up. There's literally nothing you can do about that, and that's okay. It happens. So that's what happened here. You can see it right here. Out of the blue, it just shot right on up. And so there we go. Nothing I can do about that. But here's what I can do. I went to this one, which is one of my favorite pairs, and I'm going to follow up with it. So this one here, I added a position, as you can see right here, and hopefully it'll keep on rolling over. Let's take a look at it here. All right, and that is that. So, like I said, we'll see how this one plays out. If it continues in the trend, then the trend will be my friend. The trend is my friend. That's what they say, right? The trend is your friend. So we'll see if it, on this pullback, it did pull back. It seems to be stalling. And my stop loss is above this area. It's a bigger stop loss a bit because it could come across this area here if it does. Okay, you can see right there. Or it could come across this area right here. Okay, either one of these areas is primary target if it actually breaks through and pops up. So if it actually does do that, then that's fine. My stop loss is above either one of these zones, and I'm giving it a comfortable stop loss for the retest. But I'm hoping that it holds right here. And if it does, well, hey, pretty. There we go. So I'll pause this and come back later. Okay, just an update. I'm looking at this NZD Swiss, and I'm liking what I see. So therefore, what I'm going to do off the 15-minute time frame, as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit. I'm only going to take one position right now. because I think what's going to happen is that it'll possibly pull back up right to about here. Right to about there. I think it may do a pullback, but I don't want to miss out, so I will take one position right here. Okay, and then if it pulls back up, then I'll hit it real good and strong, But I think it'll probably hit right there, pull back up. And so if it does, you know what I'll do? I'll just add more positions. Okay, so I'll come back and so add NZD Swiss to our collection. Okay. All right. Okay, just for update, as you can see, what happened that the USD JPY had a massive pullback this morning. I believe it's because there was some news that came out. They had durable goods and stuff like that. That's why I always say, hey, check the news. It can look good in the beginning and then start sliding down and shoot back up. That's okay. So I did lose that one. Let's get an update on GCAD. GCAD, as you can see, is still sitting in the same area, just sitting there, and that's fine. It went down, almost hit our take profit, which was down here. And how many pips would that have been? I'd say I have let me get rid of this little tester position so we can get it right. Let me do this first of all. Let me move this one, because sometimes I do a little tester, and then if I like it, I go on in full force. So let me move that one here, and then let me get rid of the tester so you guys can see it. All right, and I'll close that one out. Okay, so now I close that small little tester position out, and I have a full one. So that would be a total of 77 pips. Okay, 77 pips. So as you can see, from that one, it actually came down and almost hit it. It was there by 56 pips. And had I woke up at that time, I would actually just closed it out, took 56 pips and called it a day. But that's okay. It came back up, retested, and so I'm just sitting in this area and letting it do what it do. But here's the good one. Okay, so USD, JPY, I did take a hit on that one, but let's take a look at wow. How about that? Huh? How about that? 154 pips on that one. So again, no big deal. So you just take your hits and keep it moving. Now, I do believe the market is settling down. As you can see, it's hitting this particular area right here. So I'm going to go ahead and close out profits on this one. So I'll do that now. And you can see I have a couple of positions on there. So I'm going to boom, boom, boom. Take another. Great. Take another. I'm going to take all of them. I'm going to leave one running. Okay. All right, I have two. Let me take one more. And there we go. All right, and move this stop loss right to here. So if it comes back up and tries to hit my stop, hold on. Let me move my stop loss here. You're going to move it up above, and then you can reset it below your entry to lock in and secure a little something. All right, so I will put it right there. All right, and therefore this last position, I've closed out most of my positions, as you can see. And what I did was I locked in profit right here. Here's my entry. And so therefore, if I do lose this position, I still will make $300 some on that one, which is perfectly fine. I already closed out about 8 times 56 lots on it. Close out 56 lots. So this one is okay to take that last little bit. Either way it goes, this is what they consider a risk-free trade at this point. It's a risk-free trade because there's no loss, because even if it pops up, it's going to hit my stop loss, which is below my entry, and I'll still make a little bit money left on this trade. Okay. And my new one, my new baby, and again, we're waiting on now for GCAD to do what it's need to do. And again, it's just sitting in this area. It did make 56 pips right here, almost hit my target, but I woke up a little too late. I would have closed it out as well, and that's okay. So I just have to wait for the pullback. and possibly for it to roll over tomorrow. In the meantime, again, the one that I am looking at is NZD Swiss. So again, I'm not going to go heavy on this one because it's not the time to do that. When you come to my class, I'm going to teach you about market timing, the ocean wave theory. Because once you understand the ocean wave theory, you realize, okay, no wonder I've been losing trades so often because my timing was off. Have you ever been in some trades and you end up losing those trades, but yet they actually turned out to be exactly the way it's supposed to be? Okay, there's a reason for that. And so you need to learn about the ocean wave theory. I will never teach that on YouTube. That's only for people who come to class after they purchase the system. And once you understand that, trading will become extremely easy and you won't be spending so much time on the charts. Okay, so I'll pause the video here. So again, GCAD is sitting there, AUD, NZD, made us very, very good profits, and USD JPY, because of news, they had durable goods and services and stuff like that that came out today. So news impacted that trade, and it's going to happen to you as well. So it's no big deal. Like I said, the AUD, NZD morning cleaned that up and put plenty into our pockets with over 100-something pips. So again, no biggie. Take the hits and keep it moving. So now, if we can win the GCAD, let me go back for review. If we can win the GCAD, see, it's doing a little small pullback right now. I'm not worried about that. As you can see, it's the small pullback. And again, it may pull up, and I told you guys this. It could pull up into this range right here. All right, could pull up to this one right here. And that's the reason why you see my stop loss right here, above these two. And if it pulls back, that's fine, no big deal. Again, as swing traders, you're going to have to use a bit looser stop loss than normal people, because you can't sit there babysitting your trades all day long. You know what I mean? So you have to use a more comfortable stop loss so that if you're gone and it pulls back, okay, no big deal. And eventually, with patience, a day or two or a couple of days later, it tends to roll over and you cash out. Okay, that's the way it happens. So if it didn't hit your stop loss, don't panic. So in the meantime, I kind of know what's probably going to happen. By the way, this looked like a head and shoulders pattern. So therefore, here's the scanner popping up opportunities, by the way. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Oh, there you go. See the scanner. If you haven't bought the scanner, you're really missing out. See, the scanner said AUD, a sell on the 15-minute. I just simply click over to the charts after the scanner gives that information, and look what we have right here. AUD JPY on the 15-minute, and it's saying there's a sale. Wow, how about that, huh? But anyway, let me go back to GCAD, and see, trading is not hard when you have the right tool. So anyway, again, going back to the 1 hour chart, because I'm swing trading this, not scalping it. Again, if it did give me 56 pips overnight, but I went to sleep and failed to wake up on time to close out, I would have took my 56 pips. But anyway, it is what it is. So I'm not going to close it out now. Actually, you know what I will do? I know it'll probably pull back up to these zones. So why don't I close it out at break even here? We don't have to watch this one. Okay, there we go. It's at break even. There we go. So I just close it out. And if it pulls back up into this area, this will be one that I will get right back into. But it does look like a head and shoulders pattern. See the head? You have your left shoulder. What's missing? Every human being, and I talk about this in class, every human being has at least two shoulders that I've seen. And so therefore we have a shoulder head, we have a shoulder, but what do we not have over here? Another shoulder. See that? We don't have the other shoulder. So chances are it may pull back up in this area and just sit there for a little bit. And if it does, I'll get back in this trade. So don't say I didn't tell you. I'm telling you every step of the way, explaining the trade. And when you come to class, I'll teach you how you're able to figure these things out, okay? But next, let's look at, we close out AUD, NZD, and then our new one that we added to the collection is NZD Swiss. Okay, and again, it's just dancing around. You got to include the spreads. So it's saying 10 pips, but you got to give about 3.5 of that back because that's what the broker charged me. Okay. But again, I believe this one may pull back as well because of the ocean wave theory, which I teach in class. It may pull back up and nestle up in this area for a pullback. But if it doesn't, that's okay. I'm going to land on at least one position. If it pulls back, then I'll stack or add more positions if it hits this area right here. All right. So anyway, we'll pause this video and I'll come back. Okay, you guys, what I'm going to do, as you can see here, is teeter-tottering on support on our trading system. So I'm actually just going to take my money and run. And I'll close this trade out. And let's take a look at that other one. You remember I added in the, you just heard me close it out. You remember I added in the NZD Swiss trade. Let's take a look at that one. Woo-woo, there we go. Told you. There's the money. You remember I took that entry? 21 pips on that one already. And that's just one position. If I would have stacked it, of course, it would have multiplied that much, much more. I'm hoping that it may pull back a little bit and stabilize. If it does, I'll hit it. But if not, hey, that's another, that's more pips in the pocket, right? And meanwhile, GCAD, I am still waiting on that one. Let's go to the 1 hour on that one. And so it should spike back up. As you've seen, it did spike back up. And, oh, I just came back from the store. So I could have actually stayed in that one and it would have hit my target anyway. Because I got in right about somewhere here. And my target was there. So actually 80 pips, geez, I shouldn't have closed it out. But as you guys can see, all that matters is that I'm proving to you that the trading system worked. The only one that didn't hit, so we can still call GCAD a win because I had my target at 80 pips, and I'm sorry, 70 pips on this one. And in essence, I thought it was going to pull back first, which it actually did. You can see right here is where I said, hey, it hit target. Then it did this pullback, but I left the house, went to the store and hung out this afternoon with my wife. And didn't get back in right at this level because that's what I was waiting on. You remember I told you guys, well, actually I thought it was going to hit this level, but it did do a little small pullback right to here. So the truth of the matter is if I would have just left the trade alone instead, you know, like which I usually do, but I'm recording, so I'm trying to do something bougie and fancy. Because normally if my stop loss is in place, I don't touch it because usually if I'm traveling. And I just let it run. But had I done that, you remember prior in the video, you can slide it back and you'll see my take profit was right about here in this area. Because remember I told you I seen this level, see, touching. So I knew it would come down to this level. So remember I told you guys that, and I think it was a little bit below because it was off by just a few pips. And again, you can play this video back from the beginning and I keep pausing it. Because again, I have a life. I don't sit here watching the charts all day. So I said right about there. And remember I told you guys, hey, it just barely missed my TP. And if I was woke, I would have just closed the trade out. Remember I said that? Then it pulled back up. It stopped on an algo trend line. It's an algorithmic trend line. It's not an actual regular trend line. You can actually customize it and design it and give it commands, and it'll change the way it actually filters out the noise. So it's not your average, just cute little moving average. So when you buy it, make sure to go through the tutorial. You'll see how it works. But anyway, point is, it did shoot back up. It didn't go all the way back up here, but it did come down, and boop, that would have been 80 pips. So let's just count it as a win because it was my fault for closing it out. If I wasn't doing this video, I wouldn't even been paying attention to it and I would have left it alone anyway. But because I'm doing this video, look at what happened. No, that's actually not 80 pips. Let me see. Measure it from the entry. And I'll just assume right here. Let's just say entry was here. To that point, that will be what? 44 pips, right? Okay, well, that's still a win. No biggie. No biggie. But I think it was from this one. I don't even remember. You guys can play this back. The point is that whether you took it from the 30-minute, you would have walked away with 113 pips. If you would have took it from the 1 hour, you would have walked away with 40 to 60 pips or something like that, or whatever it was. All right, so they're there. That's 45 pips. Either way it goes, you clearly see it would have been a win for you, okay? So that one is one. Then the NZD Swiss is another, because it followed the rules. And see, I can still let this one run. I'm not going to close this one out yet. Still let it run. But if I was to close it out, you can clearly see, okay, arrow came in. And this is the one we took off the 15-minute. Remember? Right here. Called it off that 15-minute. And then the thing dropped. So that would be a winner. 20 pips there. Because again, you don't have to do 100 pips every time you do a trade. 20 pips a day is good enough, you know. Just think about it. If you had a standard lot on there, that's $230 you made in a couple hours. Okay, boom. If you had 2 standards, 400, close to 500 bucks in a day, just off of something that took you about 5 minutes worth of work to do. Okay. Once you follow the rules. So make sure don't just slap it on your charts. Go through the tutorials and I'll teach you how to spot this stuff. And then it's not trading. That's not hard. So either way it goes, as you can see, this one is a clear winner because I recorded it live when I took it. So that's one. GCAD would have been the second one, you know, whether you took it from the 30-minute. And let me remove these here so we could look at it a little more clear. GCAD is 2. All right, so if you would have took it off that 30, boom, you would have made even more pips. If you would have got in later and got in on the 1 hour, you still would have made pips. Either way it goes, that's a winner. Then we had AUD, NZD, which you clearly seen. I was up some very nice pips from the entry that I had. So that's 3 winners and 1 loss, okay? So that's because news came out today. The news was, what's today, Wednesday? No, Thursday. Yeah, durable goods and services and all those different, and here's the thing, check the date, 2/25/21. It's right here, 2/25/21. So make sure to check the date on the news and you'll see that normally I don't even trade through news. I leave it alone until afternoons, and this is the reason why. But if I was paying attention, I could have called it right here and it still would have made money. So as you can see, 1 winner, 2 winner, 3 winner, 4 winners. Why? Here we go. Boom, 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 boom. So I was trying to hold on to this one a lot longer instead of just grabbing my pips and go because I'm recording. But again, it happens. It's okay. So we had 3 wins, 1 losses from start to finish. Okay. Using the system. And if I was paying attention, because this happened about, let me see, 7 a.m., 5 a.m. Pacific time. So therefore, when the news came out, and you can check the date, you know, durable goods, and the news came out, so you'll see that the market just shook, and which is great. You know, the economy's possibly picking back up. Okay, good. But for this trade, it didn't work out so well. So it hit my stop, and that's okay. No big deal. But the other 3 made up for it, so we're good. But the point is, if I was paying attention, I could have caught the move down and caught the move back up. And then it wouldn't have been a loss. It would have been 4-0 with the trading system. So again, I'm going to wrap this video up. It's a pretty long one, but I'm showing live proof from start to finish because somebody has sent in an email request. Hey, you know, you always showing trades that you've already been in. So why don't you do some from start to finish so we can really see proof? Okay. All right. Well, here you go. You done seen it live. This video is 27 minutes long for your request. So if anybody still thinks that it's a scam, it doesn't work, it ain't true, blah, 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 blah. All right. I don't know what to tell you. You know, I don't know what else to tell you. It is what it is. It ain't what it ain't. It is what it is. Okay. So again, this is a winner. This is a winner, and this is a winner, taking them off of the 1 hour time frame. And for those who followed me and when I did my video and I said the 214 strategy, that means 2 simple strategies, 1 for reversal trades, 1 for trading with the trend. The 1 stands for 1 trading system. Instead of 50 different indicators, 50 different trading systems, 50 different strategies in your head, get 2 simple strategies, 1 trading system, and pick you out 4 pairs that you can back test and take a look at and say, hey, these overall, you know, hey, there was a few losses, but overall they performed pretty well. Look at this one, USDJPY. If you would have took this trade right here, that would have netted you from until it hit the red zone, which is why you saw me close out the AUD/NZD. That would have been 144 pips right there. Then if you would have took it back the other way to hit this zone, 68 pips. And then if you would have took it the other way, when it hit this zone, anywhere up in here, let's just not even all the way up here, but right up to here, that would have been 72 pips. So again, 2 strategies, 1 trading system, and 4 simple pairs to watch. And there you go. You can make money. Okay, I'm wrapping this video up. I'll post it up and you guys enjoy. So again, just complete proof, including a loss. Because some people are saying, oh, you never show losses. Okay, there you go. Now you see a loss that actually should have been a winner if I wasn't recording this, because I would have paid attention. But I was also out and about on a date with my wife, so I missed it. No big deal. I mean, I was sleeping this morning, then I woke up just now coming back from a date just to wrap this video up for y'all. So either way it goes, it's going to happen if you ain't paying attention, which I'm okay with, because I'm not going to sit there watching charts all day long. So anyway, there you go. So nitpick it, say what you want. here it was where it came down. See, it's still, I was actually right. It was winning, and then boom, news came out and this thing just went and did what it wanted to do. And that's going to happen. No big deal. All right. So 3-1 with this one. It should have been 4-0, but 3-1, you see where my mistake was. So there you go. Okay, you guys. So anyway, I love you guys. Can't wait to see you in the group and can't wait to see you joining Team Easy. That's what we're called. We're Team Easy. And what's nice is because I'll be able to talk to you in class on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Okay. All right. Email us at superezforex@gmail.com. superezforex@gmail.com. And our website is superezforex.com, and just click on the join button, okay? superezforex.com, and click on the join button and you'll be right on in, okay? And make sure don't skip the tutorials. Go through the tutorials step by step, and then you'll be able to see how I was able to spot these, because I don't take every triple arrow I see. But I'm very particular about it, and you'll learn how to do that as well. And then once you figure this out by our training, you'll say, oh my gosh, all this time I wasted. And you didn't have to. Okay, bye.